Hi guys, just Mike here and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are keeping well. With thanks to the people over at the Vibe community, we're going to take a look back at some of my favourite transfers from this January transfer window with a little help from their winter transfer update database. So quite a quiet transfer window really. I mean, the biggest talking point obviously was a manager change, so that kind of goes to show that nothing major happened. However, I am going to look at some of the players and how I kind of think they'll fit into the remainder of the 2015 and 16 season. So guys, without further ado, I'm now going to get cracking into my top 10 transfers from the January 2016 transfer window. Adebayor on a free transfer to Crystal Palace. So guys, for this one, for me, I mean, it's a bit of a risky one because obviously, you know, of his track record. However, from a goal scoring point of view, you can definitely see why they've kind of brought him in. Obviously, as I said, he has come in on a free transfer, so they are only paying some wages. However, I can imagine it'd be, you know, quite a hefty amount of wages. But Crystal Palace's form as of recently hasn't been the best, and they kind of, you know, do need an out-and-out goal scorer. I mean, they've got the, you know, they've got the players out wide to kind of give him the service in the likes of Punch and Zaha. But now it's just about getting somebody who's going to score, you know, 10 goals a season or more, and I think, yeah, if we can keep him happy, this is definitely going to be a good signing for them. It's just about keeping this player happy, and I'll definitely be keeping my eye closely on this one to see how he performs throughout the 15-16 season. Next up, we have a loan move to Marseille for Stephen Fletcher. Now, so guys, this one did definitely catch me by surprise, which I'm sure it caught most of you by surprise. I mean, when you look at his attributes on FMM 16, I mean, you can see why possibly Marseille looked at him, but in the real world, I'm not really too sure. Obviously, you know, Sunderland aren't having the best of times. They're in a relegation battle at the moment. He hasn't been scoring, you know, consistently for them, so I'm not too sure why Marseille are looking at him as the guy to kind of get out of troubles. But I mean, he could prove me wrong. The kind of style of football that he plays, I can't see it myself suiting the French game, but all that's saying, maybe it's something that they maybe need or I've seen in him. But I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on this one because it's one that intrigued me a lot. Sam Byram from Leeds United to West Ham for a reported £3.7 million. So another player we've obviously let go from out of our glorious club. I could list plenty of them, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. Obviously, I think it's a great acquisition for West Ham. I mean, I am going to be slightly biased. We obviously were starting to play him in a slightly more advanced role on the right hand side and in the central midfield as well, so more like an attacking midfielder. Kind of almost, I suppose, with the kind of transition that Bale really went through, and he kind of does remind me of that kind of player. I do think West Ham have potentially bought, you know, well, they have bought a very good signing, a very good young English player, and you know, potentially is he England's next right back? Only time will tell. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, your thoughts on that one. Townsend to Newcastle United for £12 million. So guys, this one for me is an absolute massive signing for Newcastle, and it's definitely something they kind of needed. They do need an out-and-out winger, and this is the man for them. So this kind of for me is quite exciting as well, because hopefully it's going to rekindle Andros Townsend's kind of England promotional push as well. So hopefully he'll be kind of getting a call up for the England team, because I definitely think he's got something about him, and he is a game changer. We've seen it in plenty of games. So hopefully with regular game time at Newcastle, you know, he should be hopefully pushing to get into Roy Hodgson's England squad. Only time will tell with this one, guys. Nisa to Everton for a reported £13.5 million. I'm sorry, I probably just butchered that name. So obviously Everton, you know, have got a decent array of, you know, attacking threats. So I was quite intrigued to see that they brought in another kind of, you know, striker or somebody who can kind of play up top. But I suppose it just gives them a bit more strength in depth, especially if the, you know, Lukaku was to get injured. It's another option. So I've got to say I haven't really got much information on him. I've only watched a few YouTube videos on him. I haven't really followed his career. But he does look like a handful. He does look like he could possibly cause quite a lot of problems, especially with his pace in behind some of these old English defenders. Well, not even old English defenders, just some of the old defenders that are in the English league system at the moment. Obviously, he's got a decent shot on him, as you can see from his 18 shooting as well as 16 dribbling, and that 17 movement's going to cause plenty of problems. Now, the big money move of this transfer window, Imbula from Porto to Stoke for a reported £18.3 million. Now, this is kind of a, I suppose, really Stoke's way of possibly replacing Nzonzi, as they didn't really have, they've not really replaced him since then. So, you know, he's an absolutely beast of a player, really. I mean, he's one of them kind of players that gets the ball, can win the ball back, and then, you know, start dictating play from that kind of deep midfield role. He does like to get forward every now and again, but he only kind of, you know, breaks that when he needs to. He will tend to sit deep and kind of mop up any, you know, anything in front of the defence, and then just distribute the ball out. I mean, he's got really good strength, stamina, passing, technique, decision making. It's all there for a very well-rounded midfielder. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how he'll perform in the Premier League. A Phobie from Wolverhampton Wanderers to Bournemouth for a reported £10 million. Now this guy obviously is a proven goal scorer. Obviously all day that at the Championship level, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can kind of perform on the big stage in the Premier League, which at the moment he does look like he is doing. So that is going to be interesting to kind of see how he progresses and if he can kind of maintain that form. But as you can see from his attributes, I mean, really these attributes he's got there, it is a Premier League striker really. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see if he can kind of maybe push as well for kind of an England call-up, because his performance in the Championship for me was outstanding, and if he can kind of replicate that in the Premier League, I think that it's definitely going to be kind of an option for Roy Hodgson to look at, with the likes of Vardy, you know, kind of bursting onto the scene, and you know, Rooney's getting on now, you know, he hasn't got too many seasons left in him, so is this a replacement in the long-term plans for Wayne Rooney? Only time will tell with this one. Charlie Austin to Southampton for just £4 million. Now this has to be the bargain of the season, because £4 million for a proven goal scorer at, not even just at the Championship level, he scored goals in the Premier League as well. I was quite surprised that nobody else came in for him and nobody snapped him for an early opportunity. Obviously there was some, you know, talks of him not having the best, you know, problems with his knees and stuff, but I mean, for me, this guy is, I think, you know, he's an absolute, but £4 million for Charlie Austin, a proven goal scorer. I think he's going to do really well for Southampton. I think it's an absolute bargain of a buy, and yeah, kind of intriguing me to do an actual Southampton save now, guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. This one could be the outsider for the signing of the season. Obviously, only time again will tell with this one, because it has up and down seasons with Pato. I mean, for me, obviously, there's no doubt he's got a ton of ability. I mean, just look at his stats here on Football Manager Mobile 2016, and even probably on FM, and you kind of look at his attributes, and you know, from paper to real life, obviously it's a big step, obviously what we see in real life. But I mean, he's definitely got something about him. So if Chelsea utilise him in the right way, again, it's only a loan move, but this could be huge for his career now. Can he perform in the Premier League? That's what I want to see, and hopefully it won't take us too long before we get our first glimpse of him. Jordan Rhodes from Blackburn Rovers to Middlesbrough for £9 million. So guys, this one for me was easily by far the best transfer of this window. I mean, I don't understand why Premier League clubs aren't looking at him. I don't understand why they haven't looked at him for a few seasons now. I mean, look at his attributes on FMM 16, 19 shooting. I mean, that says it all really. 19 shooting. I think he'd be a class Premier League striker for a lot of clubs. You know, kind of up and from, you know, mid-table to lower. I think he would be absolute quality, and it'd be interesting to see if he can do it against Premier League defences. However, I do think that we probably will be seeing that next season now. Middlesbrough having, you know, a really good season, then kind of hit a bit of a lull, and they've bought Jordan Rhodes in now to kind of put them back on track, and I think he's definitely the man to do that. I say £9 million is quite a lot of money, but when you think that, you know, Fulham paid £11 million for Ross McCormack, I don't think it looks too bad of a deal at all. So guys, I am really interested to see what he can do for Middlesbrough throughout this rest of this season. So there we have it, guys. That was my top 10 transfers of this 2016 window. As I said at the start, thank you to the Vibe community. The link is in the description down below, guys, if you want to go and download the latest database with all the transfers. It's got over 850 changes to the database, so it's definitely worth going and have a look at those. Have you enjoyed this video, guys? Please don't forget to show your support by smashing the like button. I have been Just Mike Plays, and I will speak to you legends soon.